Hello guys, welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sol, and those of you who do, welcome back. In today's video, I wanted to discuss with you how I use positive energy and manifested a place in dental school and became a dentist.
Citizen of Great Britain, Miss Thomas Samay.
So if you're interested, please continue watching and make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos from me. So what does manifestation mean to me? To me, it means believing something into existence, wanting something and knowing that it's already yours. That is manifestation. Wanting it so much that it exists. For me, that's manifestation. Where did I find positive energy? So I was speaking with a friend of mine, and at that point I wasn't in a great place in life, but he was just telling me and his partner about a book that he'd read that someone had told him about, and the book was called The Secret. So as he was telling us all of this, I was listening. And the following day I went to a bookshop in Charing Cross and purchased this book, which was called The Secret, and started reading it. And I remember one time I was taking the dog for a walk to not far from the house, and I started thinking about positive thinking. So what the book tells you is that positive attracts positive. What you think about is what you will get. So if you're constantly thinking, you wake up in the morning and you're thinking, I'm going to be late, I'm going to be late, I'm going to be late, you will then be late. The bus will be late, you won't find a car park space, ultimately you'll be late. However, if you do wake up and it's a little later than usual, but you keep telling yourself that I'll get there in time, I'll get there in time, you will get there in time. Have you ever parked your car somewhere and kept telling yourself, I'm going to get a ticket, I'm going to get a ticket, when I go back I'm going to get a ticket, I know there'll be a ticket on my car window, and you say it so much that you could actually imagine that yellow ticket sticker on your car window. You go back and voila, it's there, or you go out and you don't look particularly good and you keep thinking, I know I'm going to bump into the ex, no, I'm going to bump into him, I know I'm going to bump into him or her, and hello, who's there? The ex, But what if we were to use that for positivity? So I started practicing this on my walk and started thinking of positive things. And I realized that we speak or even think quite negatively. So when I was asking for things, I was saying, I don't want X, I don't want Y. Instead of saying, I want this, I'm grateful that I have this. So I thought, okay, first things first, I need to change how I think. I need to get rid of negativity. Because what The Secret and what the power of positivity tells you is that the universe, God, be whoever it is that you believe, does not understand negativity. Energy does not understand negativity. So every time you say, I don't want a ticket, what the energy or what the vibes are hearing is, I want a ticket. And I know all of this initially, when you don't believe it, sounds a bit like you're a tree hugger, but it's not. Believe me, it worked for me. So I started practicing it. And the best way to start practicing is to start really small. If you manifest something very small into your life, it kind of gets addictive, because then you want to manifest other things into your life, something bigger. So be it a car park space. There's been so many times where I'd wanted to go out to a shisha cafe or a shisha lounge or a restaurant, and they've been right bang in the middle of London where car park spaces are scarce. And even before I'd left the house, I thought, I could see that space empty for me. A space will empty up for me. I'll find a car park space and no problem. And I'll imagine myself getting into that car park, how happy I am when I see the spot, and I'd imagine myself parking it. And there's been so many times where that exact thing has happened. So positive energy does require a little bit of work. Manifesting stuff does require a little bit of work. I think that what stopped me initially was the rejection idea of it, and how much that would hurt, how much it would hurt if I wasn't to get what I wanted. And I'd kept imagining that feeling, and that would be the thing that stopped me. And if you really think about it, is if you've not already got it, you're not really much different if you try and you don't get it. At least you've tried, So I started reading more about manifestation, positive energy. I started meditating, and meditation really worked for me. It works for me. I find that my mind's a lot calmer, I'm far more relaxed than I used to be. So I really recommend that. So after I read the book, I started practicing things. And it was at this point that I decided that I'd want to get a place in dentistry. I'd already applied for all dental schools in the UK, and I'd been rejected by them all, and I was quite devastated. But then after reading this book, I knew that I wanted to study dentistry, and I will manifest this into my life. So I decided on when it was that I wanted to start. I wanted to start in September. I wanted that September start of that year. And I think we must have been in February time. And people would make plans for October. I remember a couple of my friends wanted to go away for October. They wanted to go to, I think it was Vegas, and they asked me, and I was like, no, I can't. Why can't you? I'm going to uni, sorry. Oh, really? Where? I don't know yet, but I'm going to study dentistry. And they were like, okay. But because I believed it so much, and because I was so firm, they believed it too. So my sister came across this agency. I got into contact with the agency, and they told me that they do have a school and that I need to sit for an interview with them. They had someone come down from Latvia to sit interviews, and I had this interview. Even before going to the interview, on the train journey there, I thought that the space is already mine. I'm going to Latvia in September. I'm going to study dentistry. I'm going to become a dentist. So when people were like, are you nervous about your interview? No, not really. It's just a formality. I know I'm going to get in there. They're like, oh, okay then. And because I was so firm, again, they believed it as well. When I had the interview, because I already knew in my mind and in my heart that the space was mine, I was a lot more confident in my interview. So I believed it a lot more. I was happier. I came across better. So straight after I had the interview, she told me that I'd got the place, but that they had to wait for immigration and visas to see when I start. So it could take up to a year, they said. So it could be that I missed the September start, and then I'd maybe start in February or the following September. At this point, I was so happy that I'd got this place out, and I did exactly what I'd imagined, you know. I was happy, my face was like hurting because I was smiling so much. I called my mom and she was in Iran, and she said, and I was like, we did it, we finally did it, because I'd wanted to get into dentistry since I was so young. I applied the first time round as a teenager, and I didn't get it, and I was absolutely heartbroken, you know. I was devastated to the point that it hurt to brush my teeth or drive or walk past a dental school, not a dental school, that, oh, I don't think I would have been able to tolerate that, a dentist, you know. It really hurt. So when I finally got in, it was just pure joy. I was ecstatic, over the moon, you know. But I still wanted that September start. So I started making preparations for September. At the time I was working in Iran, I had a few businesses in Iran, and I had tickets to go back, but I booked my ticket so that my return was a couple of days before university starts for September. So every day I'd think of, yes, I'm going to uni in September. How fantastic is it that I'm going to uni in September? How fantastic is it that I'm here? How fantastic is it that I've got this place that's offered me a unconditional, not even conditional, an unconditional place to study dentistry. So we're almost there, you know. And my parents had dropped me off to Heathrow Airport, and they left. I was outside going to hand in my luggage, and I got a phone call. I picked it up and she said, hello, is this la la la? And I said, yes, it is. She said, it's Agnes, I'm calling from the Dean's office from this university. And I said, oh, okay, hello. She said, hello, we'd like to say that your immigration papers have all gone through and we're okay for you to start in September. And I thought, I was so happy. I was over the moon. I couldn't say bye to her fast enough. She said bye. I called up my mum again, like crying. Oh my God, I start in September. You know? So I think the takeaway message from this is a couple of things. One, really believe it, you know? It's okay to want something from your heart. It's all right to want it. Two is make plans for it, you know, make plans on receiving it. So for me, I had made plans to receive it. I changed my ticket so that I was coming back before the university date started back into the UK, so then I could go to Latvia. I wasn't making plans to go on holidays or breaks during the term time that I was expected to start, you know. I was already looking for school buys, you know, make plans to accept it and to achieve it and to receive it. Number 3 is know that it will happen. For those of us who've wanted things previously and have not got them, that rejection, that pain that comes with the rejection is so much that the fear of the pain stops us from wanting things. You know, be it relationships, be it a second degree, a new job, money. You know, it's okay to want it. It's okay to receive it. You don't need to tell people about it. Yes, I told people, but it was only when they asked me. You know, you could want it. But the other thing is not to obsess over it. Wanting something and obsessing over something are two very different things. When you pray for something, when you try and manifest something, when you want something, you have to believe that it will happen. Why not? You deserve it. Why shouldn't you get it? And make room for it. This is what I meant before about my ticket and getting it. So before I came back, like my start ticket. The other thing they tell you is that if you want a partner for manifestation, if you want a partner in your life, you have to make sure that you're making room to receive this partner. So if you've got a double bed, don't sleep right bang in the middle of the bed. Start sleeping on one side of the bed, making room for that partner to come in. If you've got a double garage, don't park one of your cars or your car right bang in the middle of the garage. Book it on one side of the garage so you're making room for it. Make a little space in your cupboard for, So make plans to receive what you've wanted. Guys, some people use vision boards. There's absolutely nothing wrong with using vision boards. In my mind's eye, what I want is so vivid and it's so pigmented that I don't use a vision board. Well, not anymore, but there's nothing wrong with using a vision board. Try it to begin with. If you want a certain type of figure, a certain relationship, have a little vision board. You can even do a little collage of it on your phone and keep that and look at that. But don't obsess over it. You don't need to keep looking at it, Decide on what it is you want. Know that you deserve it. Think about it and let the universe fix it for you. Just think of how you would feel when you receive it. If it's money, think of the smell of money, how that money feels like, what you will do with that money, how you will make your life better, what you will buy with it. Is it a sweetie? Can you see yourself giving the money to the shopkeeper? Can you see yourself getting change? A little story so that you engage a little more feelings, and then leave the rest to God, to universe. That's it. That's how I make manifestation work for me. That's how I manifested dentistry into my life. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up and make sure that you subscribe for more videos from me. Bye.